Good morning, welcome to Dana's Daily Doodles. And I have half of a pork roast. I washed it and I'm drying it. So let's throw this paper towel away. So we're going to season this and then sear it. And then it's going to cook in my pot for about 2 hours. So what we're gonna do is put a rub on it. And we're gonna start with a full teaspoon of onion powder. Try and get it on all sides. Rub that in and do the same with your remaining seasonings. A heavy teaspoon of garlic granules opposed to garlic powder tends to be really too powdery. So I look for granules. You can find granules well priced at the big box stores. Okay, and then this mixture here that I put together is more like coarse salt, coarse pepper, coarse red pepper, and then it has a little bit more onion, and I like it because it's very coarse. And I also put 2 dashes of salt in it. But this blend had a little bit of salt already in it, so be careful with that. Okay, so let's get this rub down into this meat. So we're going to sear this, and it's come to close to room temperature, a little bit cooler than that. They say leave your meat out about a half an hour before searing, barbecuing, baking, any of that. Okay, so let's put this into our garbage. Quickly wash my hands. So we have the meat, and we're going to put this to the side, and we're going to put a sear on this. So I'm also going to show you a quick sauce to make that you will probably love. And then let me get my chopped onion. So this is fresh white onion, and we're just going to give it a rough chop because we're going to add this in as it cooks. So nothing fancy, just chopped onion. Let's get the meat on to sear and I'll show you the sauce. Okay, the meat is going in. We're going to give this a good sear on all sides. Throw in your onion. Once this is totally seared, then we're going to put a 3/4 of a cup of water in with it and chunks of garlic. So making a little bit of a zipped up barbecue sauce to put on it. This will be put on in its last half an hour. So use up what you've got. Put a little bit of water in here, get the rest out. A little bit of water will not hurt. Throw that away. And then I'm going to put in, I'm going to duplicate all of my flavors that I put on my meat. So again, chunky salt, chunky pepper, give it a little crush to bring out the flavoring. And I love chunky salt, chunky pepper, and this will just make it burst. Okay, so we're going to get that in. And whatever stage you want to put it in. This is about 1.5 tablespoons of all of your favorites. Definitely garlic granules and pepper and any other mix you have of a good quality, nice chunky seasoning. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this in. I always mix. Always, always mix. So all together, this looks like about a half a cup. So let's whisk this and check the consistency. Okay, so this we will add right when we're done, a big scoop of the garlic. Let's put a little bit more barbecue sauce in because we want to equal about a cup. You might be different and want a lot more, but I just want it to cover. And then the acidity, little splash of seasoned rice vinegar or this nice balsamic vinegar. And it does come with the spout, which is so cool. That's going to be about a tablespoon. Now I'm going to whisk this together with my fork. Looking good. All these flavors will marry while that roast is cooking. And a big drippy tablespoon of garlic. And it's just the right time of year now that the heat will be going away soon, which means tank top weather today, upper 80s, soon to be 70s, and then I always keep lots of fresh garlic on hand. Fresh garlic can go bad if left in the heat of the kitchen, even with it stored properly. So I tend to use jar. So we will be now changing over to fresh garlic. So let's let this sit and check on the roast. Put this in the refrigerator. Okay, sounding good, looking good. Let's get all sides. And the onion is just going to give it that little bit more flavor. Right now I wouldn't put any garlic in because it'll just burn it. So this looks good. What you want to do is always keep a little container of water close by, just in case. Oil and water do not mix, but you don't want this just totally burning. So I just mean dribbling some water in there. But we're not going to do that quite yet. We're going to let this keep on searing. This is seared up nicely. The onion, I put a little extra oil in the bottom so it wouldn't stick too bad, but it's releasing nice. It's seared up nice. So now we're going to add 1 cup of water. Another heaping tablespoon. Put some on the top. Of garlic. Like I said, we're soon going to be using fresh garlic. What we're going to do now is let this cook for approximately 2 hours, and then we're going to put our barbecue sauce we made up on it. So I'll see you back then. So this is looking quite delicious. What I'm going to do, I do things different every time. So I decided to put a little bit of the barbecue sauce on it halfway through. And yes, I'm doing this with one hand. So I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup and let these flavors come together. Let's cook it for another hour. I added in halfway through about a 1/4 cup of the garlic barbecue sauce that we made, just to let all these flavors marry together and give it another hour. might have your favorite way of eating your pork. I just like it with a little bit of the sauce we made up and just a little bit of applesauce. Yummy! I was going to bake it, but it's too hot to put the oven on, and this doesn't fit in my convection. So this is completely cooked, falling off the bone, and yes, it does make that caramelized barbecue sauce on the bottom, which is delicious. And then I can always do a potato later for dinner in the air fryer. Delicious.